So I want to pick up where we left off last time, talking about these congruent triangles. Now, something that I honestly think I might have kind of glossed over when I was explaining this yesterday, these markings should tell you what side or angle in one triangle is equal to what side or angle in the other triangle. If a piece of the picture has the same mark on it, they're the same measurement. So what I mean by that, if you look at this segment here, QR, that has that one little slash through it, that's equal to segment GH in the other triangle because it has the same little slash on it. Those slashes have nothing to do with the length of the sides. They're literally there as kind of like a, it's called a tick mark, TIC, tick mark. It's telling you what's equal to what. Again, the length of this, the number of marks have nothing to do with the length of the side. As a matter of fact, it looks to me like GF here is longer than GH here. So the marks have nothing to do with it. You're going from one picture to the next. So angle R here is equal to angle H over here. So we'll eventually get into is when we start using measurements from one triangle to pull it into the other triangle, we're going to kind of have to move numbers from one triangle to the next. And that's where that's going to come into play. So the other thing I'd like you guys to be able to do, and this is the whole point of the lesson today, is I want you to be able to use the name to mark the pictures. Yesterday, I gave you the pictures all marked up and you had to name it appropriately. Now I'm giving you the name and I want you to go back and kind of take all of that information and basically tattoo your pictures. So the way this works, all right, an angle in the name on the left equals an angle in the name on the right. So I know that angle X in this triangle here is going to be equal to angle C in this triangle over here. That's all you have to do. You're going to go piece by piece and mark everything in the right triangle to everything in the left triangle. So I'm going to move to my next letter, which is Z. So I need a different mark on that because it's a different angle. Z matches up with D because it's in the middle. And then lastly, Y is going to go with E. Okay, so 3 marks on that guy. Okay, and I just went 1, 2, 3 marks because I started with the first angle, then the second angle, then the third angle. So your marks might be different than mine. What I'm going to be looking for is, did you mark angle X and angle C the same? Did you mark angle D and angle Z the same? All right, so I've got all my angles marked. I need to go back and mark my sides. Now, the way I do this is I use my angle marks to help me mark the sides. So looking at this segment here, XY, between X and Y, look at the marks on angle X and on angle Y. That side is going to correspond to CE over here, right? These 2 markings here matched up with these 2 markings here. That's how I knew to mark the side with the same little tick mark. And I just do the same thing around the rest of the picture. So XZ, I'm just going to randomly mark with 2 marks. I'm going to come over here and match that up to CD. And then again, process of elimination that I mentioned yesterday, I know that this last side and this last side have to be the same. So you're going to have all kinds of marks on your pictures, but what I'm looking for is, did you mark the corresponding pieces the same? So these take me a little bit to grade because I have to go back and forth between each picture. That's why I'm only asking you to do a few of them on your homework. All right, one more. And I specifically chose this one because they touch. Sometimes when they touch, if they share a side or share an angle, that makes things a little more complicated. But I start out the same way. I'm going to pick my first letter here and my first letter here, and I'm going to mark them the same. So Y and N get the same mark. W and X are going to get the same mark.
Ms. Aldrich, if you could go back to your room, I have an outside call. Thank you.
Sorry about that. And then if you notice, the X is in different positions in each triangle. So it's really kind of important that you stay organized on these. X in the triangle on the left, that's this guy, is going to go match up with this guy. All right, so the angle X's weren't the same in each triangle. You really have to pay attention to the names. The names give you a lot of information. So now I'm going to go back and mark my sides. And I'm going to do the same thing I did on the last one. I'm going to look at, okay, I'm going to mark between Y and W. So that's between 1 mark here and 2 marks here. That guy matches up with that guy. It's probably not the one you were expecting it to be. YX, is going to match up with NL. And then last, That's what you're doing on your assignment. It's one of those Jamboard kind of whiteboard activities. So you have to make some little marks with your trackpad. Just take your time on it. If you've got an extra mouse laying around at the house, feel free to use it.